Boxing fans have gone far too long without a serious video game contender stepping forward. Fight Night Champion is the last true heavyweight in the genre that Punch-Out started, setting the bar high with its weighty focus on realism over a decade ago in 2010. Developer Steel City Interactive's presumptuously named Undisputed comes in as the plucky underdog looking to knock the king off its throne.
They'll be squared up against Young Blood.
But while it is a split decision in some areas, it's clear the newcomer still needs to put in a bit more time on the speed bag before it can end this particular dispute.
This is going to be one hell of a fight.
Undisputed's career mode does an excellent job of capturing a convincing simulation of what it's like to rise through the ranks of the boxing world. It has impressive character customization options with dozens of hairstyles, tattoos, and wardrobe options to provide free reign to make an imposing, serious character or try and recreate real-life fighters. You can even make a wacky monstrosity similar to the WWE 2K series, as the Creation Center lets you stretch out faces, give big Dumbo ears, or rock a green afro akin to a chia pet. Alongside that visual creativity, Undisputed also features various fighting styles to choose from, which have an effect on both your cosmetic animations and functional gameplay. You can emulate Mike Tyson by creating an offensive-minded bruiser with the Swarmer choice that focuses on inside power punches, or float like Muhammad Ali by using Reach as the outside fighter, which wears an opponent's health down with speedy jabs while draining their stamina by dodging instead of blocking. You could also go with an archetype like the Wall. While using it sacrifices stamina and power, the benefit of an improved guard to reduce the damage of incoming blows and a boost to accuracy for landing punches can be worth the trade-off.
Nice counter shot.
That works well in the long run, but a lack of power and speed, combined with how slow Undisputed fights feel at the start of career mode when stats are lower, requires some patience. During the early fights, character stamina can drain after just a few punches, leading to many matches ending by decision. This is the one area where realism can drain your gaming stamina just as fast as your characters. After 2 or 3 matches, it's not hard to understand the appeal of a more arcadey approach to fights. Sometimes it's just more fun to knock a fool out. Thankfully, Undisputed's approach to setting up each fight is enough to make things entertaining even when the fights themselves aren't always. It follows an RPG approach to negotiating and training for opponents, mirroring how the process occurs in real life. Undisputed gives you control over almost everything, including the challengers selected, within reason of rankings, fight earnings received, and even the time required to spend on social media promoting the bout. Successfully negotiating before each contest results in buffs to important features like fame, attribute improvements, and time spent training. Improving fame means fighting better opponents. Fighting better opponents results in an increase in money you receive and improved stats. Stats and attributes must be improved before getting into these fights, so allocating resources and time is a delicate balance. On top of that, there are tasks to juggle during the weeks leading up to an event. They can be spent training to get into fight-ready shape, resting to improve stamina and ensure less injury risk, or going on social media to reach the required level of promotion needed to fight in the first place. Weight also plays a significant role. Spending too much time on training and resting, and fighters end up overweight, which would mean the fight won't count, resulting in less fame and money when risking injury for no gain. Finally, managing contracts of the coach, cutman, and manager is also vital in Undisputed. Each staff member comes with abilities and perks that improve your attributes, and they grow alongside you with each win. At first, it is tempting to keep the same manager your whole career in the hopes of forming a bond similar to Rocky and Mickey. However, the further into a career you get, the more the pros of sticking with the same team start to fall too far behind the cons. Though a few buffs are lost when hiring a new coach, the extra ability slots that come alongside a manager or higher notoriety make it easier to justify replacing the original team. Being offered increasingly meaningful benefits to kick a loyal crew to the curb makes that decision more of a chin-scratcher.
Just missed with that hook.
Back in the ring with those improved stats allowing you to be more active, it doesn't take too many fights to appreciate the flow and rhythm of Undisputed's combat. Featuring out the right combination of quick jabs and power punches, alongside the chess match of attacking the body or the head, depending on the opponent's weaknesses and guard, is very satisfying. Just like in real life, damage adds up and plays a vital role in fights too. Consistently aim for one side of the head with a solid combination of jabs or powerful hook shots, and nasty cuts or swollen eyes will appear. Not only do these affect stats like accuracy, but they can also lead to TKOs, where the referee stops the fight. But the more fights that occur in Undisputed, the more these mechanics feel lacking when directly compared to the 14-year-old Fight Night champions. In that game, there are a handful of different types of cuts, bruises, and swelling. Between each round, there's also a cut man minigame that, when done successfully, gives an extra stat boost to the fighter's health and wear and tear. Comparatively, Undisputed's wear down features are limited to the same 3 swelling, cuts, and bruises in every fight, which gets repetitive quickly. There's also no cut man minigame or interaction between each round to break up the routine. The lack of minigames in the lead up to fights is also a missed opportunity. Instead of automating every training boost, adding an option to hit the speed bag or work on defensive skills manually that can be applied to in-ring action would have been a helpful way to prepare. This is a standard tutorial method in sports games like EA Sports FC 25 and NBA 2K25, so it's disappointing that it wasn't adopted here. In fact, the only minigame that Undisputed does include is ridiculously hard, though to be fair, it shouldn't be too easy to get up when someone has you knocked on your back. You have to press and focus the right and left triggers to line up with green bars to make the count. The issue is the bars are located in different spots, so it's a little like trying to rub your head and belly simultaneously to make your fingers do different things with precision.
Imagine seeing this punch coming and not being able to do anything about it.
While the gameplay is fast and fun when fighting with better boxers, it's not all that pretty to watch in motion, which is another way it's still considerably behind where the Fight Night series left off. Knockdowns and rising animations are identical each time, featuring about as much personality and variation as its commentary team.
We are live at the CompuBox Academy. I'm Todd Grisham. Alongside me, Johnny Nelson.
While it's nice that Steel City Interactive got pros like Todd Grisham and Johnny Nelson to comment on fights, their descriptions of the action rarely match what is occurring in the ring.
Whoa, and you saw the balance go. The knees, the foundation, rocked.
Dizzying camera angles and cornermen standing at ringside popping into the frame and blocking the fight also made for some pretty frustrating moments. While minor, it certainly affects the immersion when you get near the ropes and have to feel like you're stuck behind a tall guy in the movie theater mid-match. Multiplayer is enjoyable, but be ready to run into the usual players who won't choose anyone but the most powerful real-world fighters. With nothing to balance out someone like Muhammad Ali online, those fights don't have the variety they should. Your best bet is to play with friends or hope to find an opponent that wants to use more evenly matched fighters. Otherwise, you'll end up frustrated facing the great one every time, which feels like the modern-day equivalent of fighting Oddjob in GoldenEye.
As it is in most heavyweight fights, don't blink because one big shot and this thing could be over. Let's see if their fortunes turn around here.
Developer Steel City Interactive's approach to boxing in Undisputed is on the right track, but there's a long road ahead of it. Its emphasis on realism, preparing for fights using RPG-like mechanics, and creating an adrenaline-filled experience in the ring are significant building blocks. Still, the fluidity of its gameplay animations and reactiveness of its commentators don't come close to living up to the high bar that was set by the Fight Night series back in the late 2000s, and its realistic fighting can be a little dull if you're in the mood for a KO instead of a TKO. That said, it does serve as a decent meal for an otherwise starved genre, and that's a lot better than we've had in the last decade.
He's had his moment, but has it gone by?
For more, check out our reviews of Starfield Shattered Space DLC or the Silent Hill 2 remake, and for everything gaming, you're already in the right place, IGN.
Whoa, and you saw the balance go. The knees, the foundation, right.